When writing an email in German, just a few things you might want to note. Typically, unless you know the person on a first-name basis, your response should be formal. That means when it comes to the different yous that you use in German, you want to make sure that you use the correct you. So, in something that's formal, you want to make sure that you use Sie and not du. That means when you're talking about things that are possession, you use the formal possessive, which is ihr with a capital I. So those are just some things to note. So keep everything Sie and ihr. Next, I'm going to talk about a few different phrases that you may find helpful in German. These are some various phrases or sentence structures you may want to consider using when talking about an email in German. Im Anhang, in the attachment. Ehrenamtlich, voluntarily or unpaid. Freiwillig, sich darauf freuen. So when you're using sich freuen, you have the simple past freute, or the present perfect tense hat gefreut. So, ich freue mich darauf, or ich freue mich auf. So you're going to want to pay attention to that. Looking forward to. Reflexive, so sich. Darüber, what you're looking forward about, so what you're happy about. Once again, simple past and the present perfect construct, as well as utilizing the sich or the reflexive format of the verb. Mitteilen, so this is a separable prefix verb. Mitteilen, that is going to be informing or to tell. So teilte mich mit is the inseparable for the narrative past, and then the present perfect hat mitgeteilt. Zur Verfügung stehen, so to be available. So we're going to use stehen. The simple past of stehen is stand, hat gestanden. So to be available. Also great to thank someone at the beginning or end for their email if you're replying to an email. And here's where we were talking about utilizing the formal possession. So, Ihre. Vielen Dank für Ihre. That's yours when you're talking about it in the plural. In the formal sense. So singular or plural, but formal. Things to watch out for also is the use of subordinating conjunctions. Es tut mir furchtbar leid, like I'm very sorry, or es tut mir leid, I am sorry that, da, 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 da. And you want to put the conjugated verb at the end of the sentence because this is a subordinating conjunction. So, a few other instances where you might want to consider subordinating conjunctions. This would be question words as conjunctions. So it can be any variation of question words. Zum Beispiel, können Sie mir klar machen? Could you make clear to me, or could you explain to me? Wie, warum, was, wo. So whatever your question word becomes that subordinating conjunction. And then you would conjugate your verb, and that would go to at the end of that part of the clause. So we have a subjunctive here. So wäre, would be it perhaps possible to blank. So the infinitive you would fill in. So wäre es vielleicht möglich zu schreiben? Would it be possible to write? Wäre es vielleicht möglich zu essen? Would it be possible to eat? So you pick the verb that you want to go in that space, and that's what you would use. But it's kind of good to note. I find this to be very helpful. Let me quick highlight this. The would be, wäre, a subjunctive case. So would be. Would it be perhaps possible to, and then once again, you fill in with whatever verb in its infinitive form. Falls Sie weitere Hilfe, help, oder Informationen brauchen, so if you continue to need help or information, antworte ich gerne. I'd be happy to answer you, or I'd be happy to reply. You can also utilize this as another construct of a sentence. Falls Sie weitere Fragen haben, blah, 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 with the rest of the sentence. But those are just some things that you might notice when you're utilizing a formal email response. The last things to note in particular would be the intro and the closing. So if it's formal and you're talking to someone, you would want to address them with sehr geehrte for feminine and sehr geehrter for masculine. So for Frau, that's female, so E, and for Herr, that's masculine or male, so ER. So, dear Mrs. Brown, dear Mr. Steiner. One of the things that you want to make sure that you incorporate is this comma. That's really important in German. And then what happens is the first line that you actually write, so if you put sehr geehrte Frau Braun, comma, you hit enter, then your next sentence starts with a lowercase letter, because in German, this is seen as the start of the sentence. So you do not capitalize the next line. For formal, the best response that I suggest anyone would ever use is mit freundlichen Grüßen. And notice this is so important, right? I did not put a comma here. There is no comma there. So make sure you note that. And those are just some fun facts about a formal email in the German language.